Hello, everybody. This is no longer nickel coverage. I'm going to explain why. Welcome to the first ever episode of Going for Two. I'm Ian Nickel. Parker Terrell is right next to me on the screen. Parker, how you doing?
Good. I am good, and I am very excited to have been called up to the big leagues. I feel like I was a frequent guest on nickel coverage, and happy to be the frequent guest. But that is the feeling that I feel right now. Is I feel like I've been working in AAA, and I've been called up to the big leagues to get some starts, and I'm really excited for what we've got going forward.
I think it'd be disingenuous to say, because like you are an elite podcaster. We've been podcasting for years with IPL, and I don't think it's fair to say that you were in AAA. And I'll explain why I'm making the move now. We're making the move. We're doing Parker is going to be permanent co-host. And not even that, like this is just our podcast. So I'll explain just a little bit. Doing a podcast by yourself is very hard. And there was a lot of times where I did it and I was just like, I don't know if anybody's gonna listen to this because it just felt like me rambling on and on, like kind of like what I am doing now. But um, having Parker on for was it 3 or 4 episodes? I feel like those were the best ones, and I just the flow and the chemistry we have, it just felt like a why not run it back? We miss you, Levi. Miss you, Levi, like crazy. But it felt like a no-brainer. So, Parker, hello. Welcome.
Hello.
This is it's going to be on the same feed, so you don't have to like worry about feeds or anything. Everything will be replaced. This is now the Going for Two podcast, and we're going to do social medias. We're going to do all of that. This will probably I need to make the YouTube channel. I'll make the YouTube channel so there could be a video element, so that way people can see the amazing backgrounds we have behind us.
Yeah,
So
I thank you so much for that intro. Very kind words. A little bit of background if you're new. Um, Ian and I went to college together for a little while at Oklahoma State, but I went there, majored in sports media, was a part of multiple different um, forms of media, whether it was, the Daily O, which was the at the time their internet news show, anchoring, reporting, and then on the side, I would oftentimes with the aforementioned Levi and Ian be on the radio, working at Triple Play there in Stillwater. So I do have some experience coming in, and I agree with you. I always loved podcasting with you. And being on the radio, and I'm really excited. I think our vision going forward for this pod is to just kind of a wide gambit of some of the hot topics going on in sports. But we both have other interests. Ian's really into wrestling. I'm really into movies. We might merge some of that stuff in here. Um, we're going to cover Oklahoma State stuff, but we're going to cover OU stuff. We're going to cover the Thunder a lot. Um, we're casting a wide net over the stuff that we're going to cover. But most of all, we're just going to have fun. We're gonna try to make you laugh, try to give you some information, and hopefully everyone who shows up here just has a good time because that's what we're just friends talking about sports. I mean, we're having a great time.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty much what 90% of sports podcasts are. And I wish I could say like, oh, we're different from other shows. And this is probably a terrible selling point, but we're just it's dudes being dudes. which again, also probably every podcast ever. But I'm just gonna have some Oklahoma flair. Heck, I may even sprinkle in a little Arkansas flair.
Okay.
Might even sprinkle in some Kansas, some Texas flair. Go regional. Because sometimes, and I'll tell you this, sometimes I get like almost hyper fixated on a city or like a region. So like right now, or at least so like a couple months ago, I was kind of hyper fixated on Kansas City because me and my girlfriend went on a trip there. So I was like, let's get the lay of the
Humble
law
brag.
down there.
Humble brag.
And yeah. Um, so yeah, and then I hyper fixated on Phoenix just because I think the Cardinals, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I think the Cardinals are in a very interesting spot, and I think that that is a very interesting job for anybody. And I'm curious to see who their head coach will be. Now, kind of hyper fixating on Chicago and the Bears and the Cubs. I and sometimes like you just get in those grooves where you're like, hey, like you're an Eagles fan. I want to talk about the Birds, or I want to talk about the Phillies, even though you're a Yankee fan. You're obviously wearing a Yankee hat right now. That's kind of where I'm at. So, just talking ball
Yeah.
whenever,
Yeah, man. I mean,
wherever, whoever.
we are kind of all over the place, but like I said, we're going to cast a wide net. We're going to come up with topics that are funny, um, and both of us are real online. So we do know kind of the memes and everything that's going on, and we will talk about that as well. Uh, and I mean, as we're recording this right now, we've had breaking news that John Harbaugh has been fired as the Ravens coach. So,
Yeah,
uh, you
that's.
know,
Whew.
we can talk about that. I mean, if you don't have anything else to say about introing this new pod, I think we can get right into what we're talking about.
Yeah, let's do it. And I mean, you mentioned Harbaugh, so I think we should talk about that Ravens Steelers game. I
Yeah,
mean,
what a classic, man. I mean, it didn't disappoint, and a lot of different things. Number one, I mean, obviously, it just led to the firing of the Ravens head coach. He'd been there for 18 years, won one Super Bowl, right? That he was he their coach when they won the first time?
no, that was
Okay,
Brian Billick.
right. Yeah. So one Super Bowl win for John Harbaugh and the Ravens, countless years of success, um, and it was a tough loss. If you watch the game, you understand. You know that missed field goal right at the end was brutal. Really shouldn't even have been in that position to win the game because of a missed extra point right before that from the Steelers. But just an all-time classic that didn't go the Ravens' way. I think I believe back on the old podcast now, I guess what we're going to refer to it as. I predicted the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. I thought they had some of the best on paper talent going into this season of anybody, and this year they just couldn't figure it out. They gave themselves a shot right there at the end, week 18 against their arch rivals on the road, but it just didn't happen. I'm interested to see what happens going forward. Obviously, you think I would say that Lamar stays, um, but you just never know anymore. I mean, Harbaugh was an institution there in Baltimore, and I'm going to be sad to see him go. However, there are rumors he may stick around. Um, what if he goes to Cleveland? When
Man,
I say stick around, I mean stick around in the AFC North.
stick around.
But
That'd be a mistake. Just being in Cleveland is a mistake. Um, I've heard that the Giants really want him. I heard maybe Vegas wants him as well.
7 teams, I guess, according to his agent, reached out to him immediately, so he will have a job
Yeah.
going
Well, why
forward.
wouldn't you? I
Of
mean,
course, the Raiders have the number one pick.
mhm.
in
I
this
like
year's
cap room.
draft, and tons of cap room, an amazing stadium. So that is an intriguing rebuild for sure. And I'm sure that they're going to make an enticing offer. Tom Brady and the rest of the ownership group at the Raiders. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes there. New York, of course, has a historic record. It's a franchise with tons of history and Super Bowls, so I could see that as well, staying on the East Coast. But we'll see. End of an era for the Ravens for sure.
This was a firing I really didn't see coming. I know there were rumblings, but I really didn't see it happening. I thought he would get another year or so. And no joke, I think on that podcast, I think every single one of the guests I had and me all picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. So I think it may have been dead from the very beginning. It probably was dead after that week one comeback against the Bills, where they lost. So now this I thought was interesting as well. I'm so sorry. There's like these walls are thin, so I just heard what whoever was back like
It's all right. The
next
ghost.
door to me. So I um did you see that Pittsburgh brought in the holy water on
Yes,
that
I
side of
did.
the end
Yes,
zone?
I did. Um, but if that is amazing. However, I would have thought that that Baltimore brought in holy water for the other side because honestly, Boswell's extra point miss was even more of a fluke to me. Only the second missed extra point in 2 years. I think only his fourth missed extra point in his career. And like that ball is going through the uprights 99 times out of 100. And it looked like a gust of holy wind blew it right. Truly. And so, I mean, a rookie kicker in a rivalry game on the road to go to the playoffs, that's a lot. And I hate what his last name's Loop, right? Tyler Loop.
Tyler Loop.
He's the guy that gets brought in. They did this extensive search to replace Justin Tucker, and he's had a great season for the Ravens. But to put a rookie in that situation is just tough, and I'm not surprised that he pushed it right. I'm just not. And like I said, they shouldn't even have really been in that situation. They should have been at least tying it to go to overtime versus trying to win. And I feel bad for the guy. I know he's receiving lots of, death threats and all the terrible things that happen in this situation, sadly. But he'll bounce back, and that just comes with experience, man. I mean, kickers are players too. I mean, quarterbacks choke all the time. Rodgers choked big time in that game. If you think about it, before the touchdown drive, the drive before that, he misses a wide open Jonnu Smith. I mean, the old Aaron Rodgers makes that throw with his eyes closed. Ends up giving the ball back to the Ravens. But so players get stressed. Quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, and kickers do too. So
And my kickers are people too. We are a pro special teams podcast here
for
on the
sure,
2 point conversion.
special
Um,
teams wins games. Look at what Indiana's doing.
it does. Don't look at the Colts though. That's a whole different thing.
Not Indianapolis, no. Indiana, the Hoosiers.
The
Hoosiers. We'll
Hoosiers.
talk about them later.
Yeah.
Do we want
I
to talk about the Steelers a little bit?
well, I'm wondering like now they have to have holy water for the Monday Night Football game, right? Against the Texans. You have to have holy water for every game now. There's no like it worked.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, no,
worked. You have to do it until it doesn't work anymore.
for sure they
And
need to bring
heck,
that guy back in.
yeah, you have to. You absolutely have to.
Credit
Because
where
they're on
credit's
Mondays.
due. Credit where credit's due. Mike Tomlin just keep chugging along. Aaron Rodgers, his legacy continues. His Hall of Fame career continues. I think that was a game that it was two pretty evenly matched teams, and A-Rod just made the throws at the end, honestly. And yes, I know the corner for Baltimore slipped and caused that touchdown, but he made the plays when it counted. The show goes on, and honestly, I have a feeling that they may beat the Texans. We're
Really?
going to talk about it in our props. We're going to talk about it in our props. At least cover. Um, that's going to be a tough game in Pittsburgh on a Monday night for the young quarterback CJ Stroud. We'll see. The Texans are hot. They're coming into this game hot. But we shall see. I think, yeah, I mean, I was fully prepared to come into this podcast prepared for a Steelers loss, and we were going to talk a little bit about the legacy of Aaron Rodgers because that was most likely going to be his last game. I'm happy that it's going to end in the playoffs, either which way, and then we can talk about it then. Aaron Rodgers is one of my favorite players of all time, and I'm happy to see him keep going. It was good to see him emotional at the end of the game. You could just tell that it means a lot to him. So, a guy that many people have speculated doesn't love football, you can tell that it means a lot to him.
Yeah, but you know what the worst part is? He may get killed by that Houston Texan defense.
Yeah,
They're scary. They are scary.
yeah, they are.
Holy cow.
They're really good, and only the holy water may be able to save him.
You just need to just douse them in holy water like a Gatorade shower. Um, let's go ahead and talk about each wild card game that's coming up. They got Big Six because I think other than the Panthers, which we can talk about now, if you had $150,000.
Spent 150,000 on a football team. Oh wait, that's not enough to buy a team. Shout
Um,
out, shout out that guy, MC. What's his name?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh
The
no.
Panthers rap guy. Shout out to
Panthers
him
rap guy.
because that has been an amazing source of laughter throughout the season this year. And some are saying that he saved the Panthers franchise. Some are saying that.
Well, it's either him or it's the Meow Mix podcast
True.
saying
Either
we're
one of
done.
those. Yeah, and also Bryce Young being good.
And that's also true.
So
That is also true.
a Panthers a notoriously cursed franchise. Um, they're back in the playoffs. So I do think they are going to get mollywopped by the Rams, though.
S- We thought that before, right? And then the Panthers beat them. I want to show you something. I know you've seen it before. 2002 to 2003. Ohio State wins the national championship. Panthers losing record. The Panthers open the next season against Jacksonville. J-Lo files for divorce. Panthers make the Super Bowl. 2014 to 2015. Ohio State wins the national championship. Panthers losing record. They open the season against Jacksonville. J-Lo files for divorce. Panthers make the Super Bowl. 2024 to 2025. Ohio State wins the national championship. Panthers losing record. Panthers open the season with Jacksonville. Jennifer Lopez files for divorce again. There's a pattern. It's two, but it's a
That would
pattern.
be insane if they made the Super Bowl, and that is a crazy, crazy, crazy coincidence. But I do not see that happening. I'm sorry. Right?
Well,
The Rams are really good.
I don't blame you. Know, the Rams are really good.
The
Uh,
NFC is aside from look, I love the Panthers. Aside from them, the NFC is stacked.
I would say aside from the Panthers and Packers, Packers are too injured.
Packers are pretty beat up. I agree. But that being said, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Let's go
Okay.
game by game.
Okay.
Start
Rams,
wherever you
Panthers.
want.
You think the Rams are going to blow them out?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Even though it's in Carolina. Um, let's look at the line. I've got the line pulled up here.
I have the line right here too. It's at 10 and a half.
Yeah, yeah. So Vegas is riding with the Rams. Um, Now, do I think the Panthers might sneaky cover that? Perhaps. I could see them going, you know, 28-18 type of situation, backdoor cover. But I am going to ride with the Rams, as will a lot of people. Um, Matt Stafford. I feel like people aren't talking about him enough.
He should be
4,700,
the MVP.
47, 4,700 yards, 46 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He's 37. Reminds me a lot of what Aaron Rodgers was doing those later years at the Packers. Puka Nakua is probably going to be like offensive player of the year in the NFL.
Well, after some of the hot water things, I mean, you don't want to do the thing with your hands.
Yeah, that's true. He
They
personal
may,
stuff.
and also with the refs too,
Yeah,
they may
true.
say, no, we're going to feed into this conspiracy even more.
True. Maybe not, but he's had an amazing season.
Yes.
And I do think the Rams are going to get the dub in Charlotte.
They should be able to get the dub, but that's what we thought when they played in week 8. I don't know if Devontae Adams is going to be back. He should be. So that's going to provide a big weapon for Stafford. I really wonder
That
what the Panthers figured out in that game where Stafford threw 2 or 3 picks,
two picks and a fumble.
2 picks and a fumble, so 3 turnovers. I wonder what they figured out there, and will they use it again, or will the Rams learn?
That was a
I think you have
huge
to trust
turning
Sean
point.
McVay. You have to trust in Stafford. I think the Rams win. Do they cover? I don't know.
That was a huge turning point for this Panthers season.
Hmm.
The Rams were riding a 6 game win streak going into that game. Uh, Maybe that's the Rams' worst game of the year. I just don't think they play that bad again. I don't think they turn the ball over that much. Um, and I, like I said, I do think LA is going to win this one.
Okay.
Do we go Packers Bears next?
Yes.
I
Packers and Bears.
So this is
How
a
do you feel?
game I'm back and forth on. Green Bay's a 1.5 point favorite. Basically a pick 'em. Do we? Even though they've had such a great year, the Bears, they've come back. Bears are back. Do we trust them? I just don't know. I don't trust them, especially not against the Packers, man, when it matters. I know that the Packers are beat up. I know. But I just don't know, man.
Well, my thing is, we saw them do it already. We saw them do it 2 weeks ago in that overtime game where the Packers got the ball first. It was 4th and 1, and they stopped them. Then they got the big touchdown after that and won the game. Why can't they do it again?
Yeah, that was a pretty improbable comeback from the Bears in that
Man,
game.
they've been
Um,
doing that all season, though. So I think if they get to that spot, and look, there's no Micah. Jordan Love is hobbled. Josh Jacobs hobbled. No Tucker Kraft. And you already dealing with that. I trust Ben Johnson a lot. I think he'll have a good game plan for that game. And the
well, Ben
Bears fans are going to
Johnson, what
be,
happened to the Lions last year in the playoffs with Ben Johnson?
what was that more on Jared Goff, though,
True.
for throwing those interceptions?
This is the biggest toss up for me, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I'm excited to see a rivalry game in the playoffs. I would say probably the NFL's best or second best rivalry. After that Steelers Ravens game, it's hard for me not to say that's the number one rivalry, honestly, which now it's going to be completely changed because it's not going to be Tomlin versus Harbaugh anymore. But um, if you had to ask me today, I wrote down Packers just because everybody in the world, well, except for Vegas, thinks the Bear is on the Bears. So
I think there's a lot more people on the Packers than you realize. I'm going with the Bears. Home dog, I mean,
as of today, when we're recording this
yeah,
podcast, they are a home dog.
yes. I'm gonna say it. I trust Caleb Williams more than I do Jordan Love. That's not me saying Jordan Love is bad. That's me saying I think Caleb Williams is a better quarterback overall. That's not a bad thing. If Josh Jacobs was healthy, maybe I would feel a little differently. But it's hard for me to gauge the Packers when everybody is hurt. A lot of their key talent is hurt. And my Packer buddy, Cody, has been saying, it's a team of destiny here, guys. It's a team of destiny. He is stretching it so far because you are not winning a Super Bowl without Micah Parsons. There's no way. You have to have Parsons on the field, and he's not there. You have to have him there. He's not. You need Tucker Kraft, I think, more than you realize. Although their receiver twos, which is their entire core, have been really good. But I think the Bears can get it done. I don't think I think the Bears defense has a lot of questions, but I think they can get the job done against the Packers offense, which is just okay as it is now.
I think that that's easily a possible outcome. We're also going to see Caleb Williams for the first time in a spot like this. It is at home, that's going to help, but I mean, we haven't seen Caleb Williams in a playoff game. So we'll see that Packers game there at the end of the season felt like a playoff game. But I'm excited to see that. It's going to be 7 o'clock on Prime Video. Don't love that. Going to hear it from the olds. They're going to be mad, but I do think that it could be an all-time classic. I'm excited to talk about this next game,
I think
Buffalo
this
and
one's
Jacksonville.
the biggest toss up out of all.
And here's why I'm picking Buffalo.
Okay.
Let's go through the Jags season. Jags have had a
Mhm.
great season, but in let's go with playoff teams. Let's just go their record against playoff teams. Okay.
Okay.
First game of the season, Panthers win.
Mhm.
Then they play the Texans week 3, win by a touchdown. Niners win, starting off great for the Jags. Then they lose to the Seahawks, lose big to the Rams in London, lose to the Texans. They beat the Chargers, a playoff team. They beat the Broncos, a playoff team, number 1 seed in the AFC. So they have two wins in the second half of the season against playoff teams. Other than that, they're playing scrubs, the dregs of the league. Whereas the Bills had probably one of the toughest schedules in the whole NFL.
Yeah.
I trust the Bills in this spot. I trust Josh Allen. He's so, he's playoff ready. And I've seen the Bills do this many times. And so I'm going to have to, I'm leaning Buffalo in this game.
I'm leaning Jacksonville. I may be all the way on Jacksonville. I may be going Duval.
I did
Like
see that they
it,
got Trevor Lawrence a grill.
that's huge. That's
Yeah.
such a difference maker. And I think the big problem and why I think the Bills will lose is because their rushing defense is not, I want to say it's like 31st in the league. Travis Etienne, or wait, is it Travis or Trevor?
Yeah. Um,
It's
Travis.
Travis, isn't it? Because Trevor went to Georgia.
Yes. Travis. It's the Clemson Etienne.
Yes. Okay. Travis Etienne, I feel like he's due for a big game. I think it happens here. I think this may be an over game, and I may be kind of overstretching it, I think. But Josh Allen's the better quarterback, but I think the Jaguars are a better team. And I don't know if Josh Allen can will them against this Duval team, who has looked incredibly impressive this Jaguar team. I'm going with the
against
Jags.
bad teams, but yes.
Well, no, because I mean they beat the Broncos,
That was a good
they beat
win.
the
That was a
Texans,
good
they
win.
split with the Texans, beat the
Early,
Niners with
early
I
in the
think
division.
Mac
Yes.
Jones. I mean, you
Yeah,
can only control your schedule, and that's kind of
that's
the
true.
same thing with the Patriots. The Patriots have only played, I think, one team above 500, and that's the Bills. Um, they're the two seed, and nobody's really batting an eye about that. And I'll say my Broncos, they haven't had a great schedule. They've been playing kind of subpar to competition. It's a wide open, and honestly, it's a wide open NFL. So I think if you're gonna play that game, the the Bills had a chance to beat the Eagles, and they didn't. There was a chance to beat the Patriots, and they didn't. There's so many. I feel like there's a lot of losses with the Bills that feel so preventable. And part of that is I don't really trust Sean McDermott. I'm going with Jacksonville.
Bills did beat the Patriots the second time, but
They did,
um,
but the Texans beat the Jags a second time in that comeback victory.
true.
Or no, I'm
I
sorry.
do think these are two evenly matched teams. Pretty evenly matched. Jacksonville is at
Yeah,
home. That is a huge advantage for Jacksonville because you're not having to go to the cold Buffalo snow.
and that's massive.
Um, you know you're probably going to be great weather for that game. And you're right, especially in the NFL. That is one thing. It's not like college. In the NFL, you play who's on the schedule, and you're going to be tested pretty much every single week. Even what we call the bad teams are pretty good and can beat you if you don't pay attention. What I'm just saying is, I think that this season the Bills are tested. Josh Allen is and Sean McDermott are certainly tested in these situations, and I'm just going to go with the experience generally. Again, this is also yes, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags have been in the playoffs before, um, but he doesn't have a ton of playoff reps in his career so far. Honestly, this was a kind of a make or break year for Trevor Lawrence,
He
and
made it.
he did had quite a few interceptions, but all in all, a good year. Over 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns. I'm again, I'm really excited for this. We kind of buried the lead a little bit. This is like the greatest football weekend ever. We've got college playoff Thursday, Friday, and then wild card weekend in the NFL Saturday, um, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, 5 straight days of big time football games. It's super exciting.
Yeah, and so I'm excited to watch it. This is one of the ones. I can't wait to watch them all. But uh,
I am a little surprised that Bills Jaguars wasn't a primetime game. I feel like that's the best game on the
especially
schedule.
you've got Chargers, Patriots in that slot. I would have flipped those for sure.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
what do we know?
I understand LA, you don't want to have that early game with that market, but
Yeah. LA and
who cares?
Boston. Man. Okay. So before I had free Zoom, so it only had like the 40-minute dealio. So we were trying to record the second part. And it said that I had to wait 10 minutes to record again to get another meeting. And I thought, that's stupid because that was not there the last time we recorded on what, the 17th or the 18th?
Yeah.
So I ended up caving in and getting the premium version. So no more interruptions, at least.
That's what we care about you, the listener.
We care about you, the
And so
listener.
now that's because we're all in. Going for two is all in, just
Going for
like the
two is
name
all in.
suggests. So the
Not
next
like
game,
Jerry Jones all in, but like
no, ooh,
actual.
no. Hey, Micah Parsons did tear his ACL, so Jerry vindicated? No. Uh, all right. Our next game we're going to talk about is one that's if 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 you know me, if you don't know me, if you're new to the podcast, I'm a huge Eagles fan, have been my whole life. The reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles are playing the Niners in what has turned into a real rivalry in the NFL over the last couple of years. Seems to be we keep meeting them in the playoffs, and during the regular season, these games have been great. Normally, I would be concerned about this game, even though the Eagles are at home. However, Niners are dealing with some serious injury problems. Their linebacking crew is decimated. They're going to be without two linebackers, and they've already lost Fred Warner as well. And so I think that's going to work to the Eagles' advantage. I'll be honest with you, even though the Eagles finished the year 11-6, really should have been 12-5. We played the backups against the Commanders in the last game of the year. That's a game we would have won had our starters played. A little bit of a disappointing up and down year. If it feels like the defense is still elite. Let me get that out there. The defense is elite. Fangio's dogs are always going to keep you in the game, and you saw that against Buffalo. Now, the offense, though, just isn't what it was under Kellen Moore, and he's been severely missed. I'm not going to put it all at the feet of Kevin Patullo. Um, I do think Hurts has been, again, people talk about it. Hurts, 3,200 yards on the year passing, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Let's look at his rushing stats, because you have to factor that in as well with him. Rushing stats, he had 420 yards and 8 touchdowns, which is down normally for him. He's normally around the 600, 700 yard rushing marks. So he's had a good year still. This is the reigning Super Bowl MVP. Saquon, big time down year for him. However, I trust the Eagles. This is, again, they're trying to win another Super Bowl. They have the talent, certainly on defense and offense. And they're a 4.5 point favorite right now. They opened at a 2.5 point favorite. More and more news came out about the Niners injury. I think has led to more people putting money on the Eagles. I think because we're at home at the link. I think the Eagles do come out of Philadelphia with a win.
That is interesting. I heard some of that Fred Warner is like his rehab is doing a lot better than expected, and that he may make a playoff return.
Right now, he's listed on IR, and their
Okay.
other two linebackers are one is out and one is questionable. They just went out and had to pick up a free agent linebacker today. Um, so they're struggling in that department.
Oh, it said he can only make it if it's a deep playoff run, so they'll
Well,
have
hopefully
to
that doesn't
probably
happen.
they'll have to win that game. And Trent Williams is questionable. There's
Eagles have multiple guys questionable. I think they're all going to play. Jalen Phillips, Lane Johnson, Goddard, Malcolm Epps, and Nakobe Dean. Fangio came out and said today that he believes Nakobe Dean will play for sure. So I definitely think all those guys are going to play, especially Lane Johnson, Dallas Goddard. Those guys are going to be out there.
what's really wild is I'm looking at his stats right now, Saquon's, right?
Marcus Epps, I should say, not Malcolm. Go ahead.
That's still a really good season for a running back.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just,
They also took a lot, like he had, gotta do quick math. I think 65 less carries.
yeah. Offensive line was a lot more banged up this year.
Mhm.
And we didn't have the depth along the line that we had last year. Some of the guys that were starting this year were backups last year. And so that certainly played a factor into it. Lane Johnson has been in and out of the lineup all season long. That's your anchor on the right side. Like I said, offensively, it's just been a struggle this season. And that middle stretch of the year where we lost, I think three in a row, really hurt. And we did kind of right the ship a little bit. Playing against subpar teams certainly helps that. Getting to face the Commanders and the Giants multiple times certainly helps. The Raiders. But I was seriously concerned going into that Bills game, and I was texting you a lot during that game, but that just kind of gave me a lot more confidence. Like, this is still like the heart of a champion team because that's a game that we should have lost big time in Buffalo, in the rain. Almost did lose, frankly. If the Bills get that 2 point conversion at the end, but you come out of Buffalo with a win. They Buffalo at that time was desperate for a win because they were going back and forth trying to win the division with the Pats. So they desperately needed that win at home, and so that gave me a lot of confidence going forward for this Philly team. Not as good as last year, certainly not as hot going into the playoffs, but that core is still there. NFC is brutal though. NFC is a meat grinder.
NFC is a meat grinder, and honestly, I was going to come in here and I was going to poo on the parade. I was going to take the Niners all the way, but that was because I thought Fred Warner would be back. Because he's not going to be back, I think I have to go Eagles here. As much as I love George Kittle, shout out George Kittle. Um, I think it's going to be strength on strength. I think the 49ers offense and the Eagles defense is going to be that's like their best matchup. And whoever can prevail is probably going to win that game. Not to say that the 49ers defense is bad, nor is the Eagles offense bad, but I think you're going to get strength on strength, and whoever comes out on top in that area is going to win. And I think I lean Eagles in that one, but barely. After that Bears game for the Niners, it feels like if they can get 28 points, the Eagles aren't going to catch up. So if you get a mud fight, I'll take the Eagles. If you're getting a shootout, I'm taking the Niners. But I think it'll be kind of somewhere in the middle. I'll lean Eagles, but barely.
Yeah, you also have to factor in Eagles are at home. They're really
Yep,
good at home and really really good at home in the playoffs. The link is going to be rocking for that game.
of course.
Injuries or not, they're going to be um, fired up. I'm looking at what's the most the Eagles have allowed in a game this season to an opponent. Um, that's going to be the debacle of that Giants game on Monday night, where Scatabo got injured. They gave up 30. Oh wait, I'm looking at
No,
the
that
wrong
was the
thing.
other game.
Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Um,
It was the
maybe it's
Thursday night game.
right. Yeah, Thursday night they gave up 34 to the Giants. That's the most they've given up all this season, and that was early. That was the start of the bad stretch. Broncos, Giants, got a win against the Vikings. But I trust the Eagles in these situations, man. I like the Eagles are not like past teams for me, like Oklahoma State, even the Yankees. Like I just trust them. And it's such a comforting feeling going into Eagles games, just being like, yeah, we got Hurts, we got Saquon, we've got the best offensive line in football, and a defense that's just full of absolute dogs. It feels good knowing that. And if we lose, we lose, and Kevin Patullo gets let go or fired. But um, show goes on in Philly. We're going for two. We're going for
Hey, I
two.
see what you did there. I see what you did there. Um, so I would say your bad stretch was Cowboys, Bears, Chargers. Those three games in a row. Because you blew it against the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium.
Worst. That was the worst loss of the year, even though it ended up factoring into nothing.
Yeah.
That,
No, it was a terrible loss.
yeah, you're right. You're right. In that Chargers game, so many turnovers. That
Hurts
was,
threw four picks. Like that's just
yeah,
a bad game.
that was the bad stretch. You're right. However, that Broncos loss hurt not just because it was losing to you. Um, it was at home, and then you follow that up with the stinker on Thursday night against a bad Giants team. That was just frustrating
You could
for me.
chalk that up to short rest though. The Broncos game, you could in retrospect, you can say, well, they were the number one seed in the AFC.
Yeah, you
But
let them come back down 2 touchdowns
they
late.
also scored, yeah, 21 unanswered. That was awesome. I enjoyed that.
That's a key turning point for the Broncos season.
Yeah.
Um, being able to go into Philly and win that game like that showed you um, that the Broncos are a real deal. I will say I've made a lot of dumb predictions on this podcast, previous podcasts as it was, but I will say I called the Broncos being good this year. I said that they were my sneaky team, and and I wasn't just trying to say that to gas you up because they're your favorite team. I thought the Broncos might be sneaky good this year. They're better than I even thought they would be. Bo Nix took an even bigger leap than I thought he would. We're not really going to talk about them in this episode because they are so good that they have a bye. Um, and
Pretty sweet. It's
so
pretty sweet.
it's been a while for you. So we'll wait to talk about them till later. Um, 49ers Eagles sounds like we're both going with the Eagles.
I think so. I think you may have swayed me. Um, but ultimately I think I am going to go with the Eagles there. I'm looking through my predictions.
Yeah,
Okay. You want to know what was really funny? I had a wild card game that was Steelers Texans.
nice.
Yeah.
That's a
Had the seats switched.
great pick. Yeah.
Yeah. But everything else
That
was
you were
just a
probably
disaster.
Texans early season. You were like, this may not go well.
I had them winning the division. Yeah, no, I the worst part was I was really high on the Jaguars last year, and then I cooled off on them, and now they're looking really stinking good.
People forget to if Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt, where do the Colts end up?
Yeah, honestly, I think they kind of end up in the same spot. There's a really hard schedule for them at the end, and I think maybe they win one more game, maybe two, but I think they may still end up missing the playoffs.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
let's talk Chargers Patriots.
Chargers, Pats. We've got more stuff to talk about, so let's finish up this NFL wild card. We still have to talk about college playoffs.
True.
I would not be shocked at all if the Chargers win this game. Like you said, the Patriots have had an easy schedule. They have showed up in big games against the Bills. Um,
In week three.
this is Drake May's first real test in the playoffs. He does get to be at home. I do think this Patriots team is solid, but Chargers have been here in the playoffs. This is Herbert's third or fourth playoff game at this point. I do think the Chargers are solid. Um, right now, they're only a 3.5 point dog in this game. And we can talk about lines. I might just take the Chargers to at least cover in this game, and I might take them to win outright. I think this is going to be perhaps the upset of the playoffs. Is this right here? And that could just be my anti-Patriots bias and my real hope that they are not uh, just going to dominate the NFL again every single year. But uh, but we'll see.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. The Chargers, I feel like, can beat the Patriots very easily. Here is the problem. There's no Joe Alt. There's no Slater. That O line is decimated. I'm very concerned about Herbert running for his life. against the Patriot defense, which has been a solid group for a lot of the year. That being said, they have a good secondary too. Also in Foxborough, it's going to be cold. That does not benefit the Chargers. May benefit Harbaugh. I feel like Harbaugh could coach him up a little bit, but when you take the team out of the dome and you put them in the wild, put them in the great outdoors, don't know if that benefits you.
Yeah, but this is a Harbaugh coach team. He's been here before. This is just Herbert wins games like this where nobody thinks they're going to win. The odds are against them. He's going to be running for his life. At this point, heck, he's used to it. He's used to running for his life at this point. If some of those guys that they've got listed as questionable end up playing and playing all right, I think they can pull off the upset. Like I said, right now, I'm just picking them to cover, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go into Foxborough and get it up.
Counter argument, Chargers going to Charger. I think I have to go with Patriots.
That's usually when they're the favorite, I feel like.
No, that's anytime.
True.
If they win, great. They got to go to Denver. I'm not excited about that, to be honest. I, I fear for the Broncos. I know we said we weren't going to talk about the Broncos. I'm going to talk about the Broncos. The best case scenario is Pittsburgh, right? I know they beat the Texans. They got hot. They got really hot. I don't really want to face the Bills, even though I think they are beatable. And then I am concerned about the Chargers. I think that you have to be concerned about every team that's in the playoffs. And it's another thing. It's like nobody is head and shoulders above anybody else.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Seahawks are really good
they are, but I can. I did this last year.
with the
Is Sam
Lions.
Darnold going to show up and do the Sam Darnold? I really wonder that. Is that going to happen again, like it
Could
did in
could
Minnesota?
easily do that for sure.
And depends on the matchup too. I mean,
You have
it
yeah,
could be the Rams again.
yeah, could. I think if you're the Broncos, you want to play the Steelers
No, no question. No question.
because Aaron Rodgers, a shell of his former self, um, and you're gonna have that game at home. That's who you want. Chargers at this point, they're just like a caged dog, I feel like. Odds are against them, and they've just got to sling it to win. They haven't had a lot of big wins this year, honestly. They've lost a lot to good teams, but they made it here. You like you said earlier, the only teams you could play are the teams on your schedule. And so if I were the Broncos, I would certainly rather have the Steelers over the Chargers. And we talked about this Texans Steelers game a little bit earlier. Um, Houston right now is a 3-point favorite. I I was leaning Steelers until you mentioned that the Texans defense is just going to pin their ears back and go after Rodgers, which is something that the Ravens can't do. That I don't know the stats to back this up, but they have to have been the worst or bottom 5 in the NFL in terms of quarterback pressures. They were getting no pressure on the Steelers, who don't have the best offensive line. So I think Houston's going to pin their ears back and go after him. And he's not the old Aaron Rodgers that's going to be able to run around, make guys miss, and make a crazy off platform throw. He's just not that guy anymore. And so I think if Stroud and the offensive side handles their business, gives them 21, 24 points, I think Texans go out of Pittsburgh with the win.
I think that it'll be Houston unless the holy water comes back. Then I feel like I'm legally obligated to pick Pittsburgh.
Only a 3-point favorite.
Only three more. You never know. You never know. The other, I think, good thing about
Two and a half,
Rodgers
actually.
or the
Oh
Texans
wait,
at
no,
least,
no, it's three. It's three. Go ahead.
I feel like also, can we talk about this? Texans are not in the Saturday 3:30 wild card spot. That's huge.
True.
That's huge for them. They would be like, guys, we're on Monday Night Football. We gotta let the dogs
Also,
loose.
DK Metcalf comes back for the Steelers in this game.
That's true. That's true. Uh, Derek Stingley's gonna cover him, and he may punch Derek Stingley.
True. Tell you what though, Stroud this year, 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. A-Rod, 3,300 yards, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I a 75% Aaron Rodgers is still a top 15 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, I feel like we've been
That's why
seeing
he's
more
one
of
of my
CJ
guys,
though.
man.
I feel like we've been seeing more of CJ going off.
Yeah. That's why I mean, A-Rod's one of my guys forever. He's one of the goats. He to me, he belongs on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. I think that.
Who is now? I'm going to ask, who is your Mount Rushmore quarterbacks?
Hmm. Going backwards through time, I'll say Rodgers, Brady, Montana. I'm trying to think of an old guy. I mean, guys that come to mind are like Staubach, Roger Staubach. Guys that come to mind from the early age, like Johnny Unitas when they were not really throwing the ball around. He was throwing the ball around. Um, Kenny Stabler, the
The
Snake. I mean,
Snake.
he's not a Mount Rushmore guy. Also, I mean, do we put Mahomes on there?
I, I don't think I'll tell you mine. I think it's Brady Manning, um, Elway, and I kind of want to go
Okay,
Marino.
a little bit of Broncos bias there.
Elway is a really good quarterback.
He
Like
is. He is.
g generally underrated. We could do the Bronco bias thing, but Manning was slinging with the Colts. You have to put Brady on there because of the dominance that he's had.
He's the best player in the history of the NFL.
Yeah. Manning's had a lot. Peyton Manning's had a lot of great stats. You have
Two
to add
Super
him on
Bowl,
there.
two
Single
Super
season
Bowl
touchdown record,
wins.
55.
I hate to be. I feel like I'm just a product of my generation. If I put Rodgers, Brady, Manning all in there, um,
Yeah.
I would agree with you. Elway probably just belongs on there, even though when he did win his Super Bowls, those teams were not all him. Uh,
Yeah. They weren't sent around him, but neither was Manning in 2015. Marino's never won a Super Bowl. Um, I think just like off of pure talent, I think those are the guys you have to
Aaron
consider.
Rodgers is Dan Marino if he would have won a Super Bowl. That's why I would put him over him because
That's a great point.
Rodgers has all the stats, every stat in the world, and he did win a Super Bowl. So,
But
I
I
mean, what
also
about
think he's
Brett
a
Favre?
Brett Favre too. I feel like he threw too many picks.
Yeah,
The Marine, I feel like Marino, he was as good as Rodgers, but he played in a tougher era where he's facing where you can get like hit in the mouth really hard.
yeah. Didn't he also throw for 4,000 yards when the next highest guy was like 2,400 yards?
Sounds about right. He was ahead of his time.
Um,
How did he not win a ring, man? What are you doing, Miami?
Yeah, we can have that discussion after that. After whenever Aaron Rodgers' last game, we'll have that discussion about legacy for him.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
but I mean, that's our wild card preview right there. We've talked about the Broncos. Who would you rather face? Um,
Who's
over
your
on the NFC side, if I'm the Seahawks, I mean, obviously you would rather face, um, like if the Panthers eke out a win.
yeah.
Uh, but I would say they're probably going to end up playing the Rams,
Yeah. Um,
division rival.
honestly, why not face the Packers?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
would
if
be,
the Packers get the job done,
I don't think it makes a whole lot of well, actually, no, because they beat the Niners. I wouldn't be super worried about them either. I'd be worried if it was the Rams. I'd absolutely be worried.
yeah. And so the Rams beat the Seahawks once, and then obviously lost in that all timer overtime game by
Amazing
one.
Thursday night game, yeah.
Um, so that's going to be a tough matchup. If I'm the Seahawks, I would be dreading if the Rams made it, and you're just praying for the Packers to win um, in that game. But so that would mean if the Eagles win, they would play the Bears. If
That's an
Ram
intriguing rematch.
and that would be in Chicago.
You look back to the Black Friday game, right?
Yep.
Um, it is a real competitive game. I think the Eagles could win that game as well. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that we see the Eagles in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, you will remember that's the game where Ben Johnson took his shirt off and flexed.
That was a turning point.
The dude, Eagles like they remember stuff like that. And so again, I'm telling you, Fangio's dogs turn into a different animal in the playoffs.
It's crazy that they remember stuff like that. And then Nick Sirianni does what he does after they win by 1 point to Buffalo. I was like, really, dude?
Sirianni is playing 4D chess.
Is
I'm
he?
telling
I
you.
don't think
Yeah.
he
No,
is.
he is. No, he
I
is.
think he's kind of just a
Bald Sirianni won a Super Bowl. Never forget. That saved the season.
yeah. Well, you know what happened whenever he yelled at the Chiefs fans? They lost in the wild card to Tampa.
Tough. That was a tough that this year is a little bit similar to that year. Although we were going, I mean, we were like limping into the playoffs that year. That's why I said the Buffalo game was so big. And Sirianni knew it. That's why he celebrated like that. Like I said, we limped into the playoffs that year.
Timeout. Hold on. It said now what I upgraded. Why are you telling me that I'm at 10 minutes again? I paid for the stupid product. We got the 10 minute disclosure. We got the 10-minute thingy, the 10-minute warning thing. I don't know
Um,
how.
Hold on.
That's stupid. But
I'm
let's
gonna
talk college football.
okay, or I could like it says I need to like update my app. I don't know if it's because it's something on my end. I feel like it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that should be a problem.
Weird.
Hmm. Well, we'll roll with it, I guess. I don't know what else to do. I freaking paid for it, so I don't.
We'll figure it out.
Please don't tell me that you also have to get premium, so that way it's a
No,
double
no way.
premium.
No way. No way.
There's no way.
Um, College. I feel like Indiana is the team to beat.
Yes.
And they're gonna have a tough tough game against Oregon, who wants revenge. And I feel like the winner of that game is going to probably win the whole thing. And Dan Lanning's a psycho, and he is going to have those guys fired up. But it just feels like Indiana is the team of destiny, man. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Fernando Mendoza reminds me a lot of Joe Burrow. Completely different in like the swag department, but just how he moves the defense. Like he could play in the pros today, I feel like, and do pretty good with how advanced he is in reading the defense, how he moves in the pocket, how he's just throwing it into windows that like other college quarterbacks just can't throw into. And the like ball placement. He doesn't have a rocket launcher of an arm. Neither does Joe Burrow. But it's a sniper. And I just feel like Signetti and that defense led by a bunch of absolute dogs will be ready for the rematch just as much as Oregon is ready. And also, Dante Moore does not inspire as much confidence in me as the Indiana offense led by Mendoza. And I think it's another all time game. And I think Indiana comes out on top. No clue in the Miami Ole Miss game. I can't believe Ole Miss came back and won that against Georgia. Georgia was my pick to win the whole thing. Um,
Mine too.
Good for them. Said we don't need you, Lane Kiffin. Um, they get revenge against Georgia, a games that Kirby Smart never loses. I just couldn't believe it. I really couldn't.
He only loses if it's to Alabama. So that's why that Ole Miss
Yeah.
game was really surprising.
Miami, though, reminds me of Notre Dame last year,
Mm.
of a team that has a lot of seniors, a really stout defense, defensive minded team. And if your quarterback can just be all right, then you're going to win games. And so that's a complete toss up for me. I think if you had, I mean, it's just kind of like, you know, impenetrable object meets, the whole spear versus shield argument. Because I feel like Miami has such a good defense, Ole Miss has such a good offense. So we'll see. I think that'll be an entertaining game as well.
Man, I was thinking about it. I had Miami like really early on. Now I'm thinking Ole Miss. Just a little bit, but I think that defense of Miami's is a whole lot tougher.
Those
I
two
feel like I
defensive
have to go with
ends
Miami.
are probably going to be first rounders.
Eh. Oh, well, the national championship is in Miami.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
Notre Dame made it last year.
yeah, but the national championship game was in, where was it? Vegas?
Yeah, but I'm just saying a team similar to Notre Dame made it all the way to the final. Um,
Fair.
I just I think Ole Miss, if I had to guess, they used up all their bullets to beat Georgia, perhaps.
Maybe. I was more so saying like we talk about like the Super Bowl home field curse.
Hmm.
That's what I was kind of applying to
Oh,
this.
I don't think Miami beats Indiana in or honestly or Oregon.
Well, I just meant getting to the game
Oh, right, right.
more so than anything. I think Indiana's going to win the whole freaking thing. Um, who that's the Fiesta Bowl, isn't it? Miami and Ole Miss, that's the Fiesta Bowl, right?
Yeah, yeah, in Glendale.
Okay. I think Miami wins that.
It all
I
comes
think
down to Carson
Miami.
Beck. It all comes down to Carson Beck.
Yeah, I feel like you can carve up Ole Miss. I feel like you carve up Ole Miss. It's weird seeing Ole Miss in the spot. It's not necessarily weird seeing Miami in the spot. It's weird seeing Ole Miss in the spot,
I agree,
if that makes sense.
especially
But also it should be
without
weird seeing Indiana in the
Kiffin.
spot.
Without Kiffin.
Hmm.
Now, I I haven't heard any more rumblings about this, but There was all these stuff about how Kiffin was going to take the coaches away. I guess that's not going to happen.
Well, he could take them after the season. I think they came to like some sort of agreement where it's like, okay, they can stay for the rest of the playoffs. Because I'm going to tell you, I think Kiffin thought they were going to lose to Georgia.
I yeah,
I don't think he planned on that happening.
I don't think he did either. But Ole Miss though might be playing with house money now at this point. Trinidad Chambliss, man, D2.
Me too. He smoked UCO uh, last year. It was not fun. I watched that game. It sucked.
You were like, man, that guy's going to be in the college football playoff next year.
That is not what I thought. I was like, man, I hate Fair State.
Yeah,
I was like, man, why are they so good? Um, what else were we going to talk about?
we can talk a little bit about the Thunder.
Yes, let's talk about the Thunder, and then we'll circle back to the betting thing, betting
Okay,
untitled betting segment that we're going to figure out eventually.
gotcha. Are we
Are
going
they
to?
okay?
Yeah, yeah, they're okay. You know, because of the start to the season, expectations were set extremely high, as they should have, of like, is this, you know, the 73-9 Warriors? Is this the Bulls, 96 Bulls, whatever? I'm glad that the pressure of that kind of stuff is gone. And yes, they didn't look great against the Hornets the other night. I get it. But this team is perfectly fine. And again, I trust Daignault and the gang to cook something up for the Spurs next time we meet. And if we
That's next week,
perhaps,
isn't it?
yep. And if we perhaps play in the playoffs, you got to remember playoff basketball is different. This Spurs team has no clue what that's like. I'm not worried. And if it is an issue, the Thunder again have a million assets that they can trade to get somebody to perhaps be a Wimby stopper. So I'm not worried.
I'm not worried too, and I think you made a great point about how that pressure is now kind of off of them. And also, I think they went through a similar phase last year where I think Chet came back and they struggled a bit because they were still trying to mesh. I think that's what's happening now because J-Dub was out for a lot of the season, a lot of the beginning of the season, and now he's coming back, and now they're trying to mesh again. That's what I think is happening there.
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties, all that.
Okay, we figured it out. We figured it out. I was on the wrong account. Figured it out. We're good
Technical
now.
difficulties, opening podcast, typical, but we've
Typical.
got it ironed out for
It's
for
fixed. It's all
future
good.
pods.
We're okay. So now we will begin with our new betting segment. We had the pick six on nickel coverage. You know, I'll give you the results for that. Let me see here. I only picked one of the semifinalists, so that's cool. So I went 5, 12, and 1 in the last week of pick six. So good riddance. I
Tough
went
week.
do what?
Tough week.
Very. I went 49 and 73 and 3. Now we never have to bring that up again. Now time for the new untitled. How many games you want to do? What are you feeling?
I'm feeling three apiece.
Three piece. Okay. So
And
this
I'll
is the
start.
money field goal.
Yeah, yeah. I'll start.
Do it to it.
My first pick in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, I am picking the University of Miami Hurricanes to cover -3.5.
Okay. It's a good one. You want to?
I think they could win by a touchdown, um, and cover that spread pretty easily. Like we've talked about, I'm all in on Miami and their defense. I do think Ole Miss is solid. Ole Miss only one loss on the season, but it's
Mhm.
like it has to end at some point. I'm going with the Hurricanes.
They did avenge that one loss.
They did.
I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and take Indiana minus 3.5. You can't stop them. They feel unstoppable. I don't really trust Oregon against them, even though that Oregon game was really good. That was, other than Ohio State, their toughest task. Indiana just is a buzzsaw right now. So I'm gonna ride with the Hoosiers.
Signetti's dogs.
Signetti's dogs. Hoo hoo.
Even though people are joking about it, yeah, like people are probably going to make a movie about it this season if
Oh,
they win it all.
probably.
If they win it all,
Well, you could probably make a movie about, for like where he was, like starting when he like left for Alabama and got a D2 coaching job.
yeah. But just, I mean, it is a miracle season for a program that's off overlooked.
Yeah. I
Most
mean,
losses in history of college football.
mhm.
So it's just nuts what they're doing. They've already got a guy lined up for next year to take over.
Josh Hoover. Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
who was like
He's really good at
minus a
TCU.
minus 1,000 to go to Tennessee 2 weeks ago.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and Indiana says, "How about here?" He says, "Okay."
Sounds good to me. I don't blame him. What's your next pick?
At one point, I was thinking about taking Chargers plus 3.5. I've kind of been talked off that pick a little bit, and instead, I'm going to take the under in that game. Under 46.5 Chargers Pats.
I like that. I like that.
I think it's low scoring. We talked about the weather in Foxborough during this time of year. If the Chargers are going to win this game, it's going to be in a defensive shootout or a defensive slugfest, I should say. And so I'm taking the under 46.5 Chargers Pats.
I feel like I'm gonna. This feels like stealing almost. I feel like I'm like copying the homework but changing it. I'm going with an under as well. I'm going Bears Packers under, and
Good
that
pick.
under is 45.5.
It's a good pick.
I think I saw that there's supposed to be some rain, some snow, some slush. Could mean could mean we get a sloppy little game. Yeah, the 76% chance of rain and snow throughout the game. It's gonna get nasty. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna be some old school NFC North football. I'll take the under. What is your
Are we
last
just
pick for the
doing
money
foot? Are
field
we
goal?
just we are just doing football, right? Where your
I mean, you
picks?
don't have. Do you have you have a basketball pick?
I don't, but I could have got one if needed. But no, I'm going to stick with football. Um, I'm going to stick around in the NFL. I would never do this, but I contemplated Eagles money line. I would never do that on a pod though. Um, I talked about it in the pod, but I'm going to go Bills money line.
Okay.
Um, Jacksonville right now is minus 108. So Bills plus 108 for the money line. I'm a believer in Buffalo. I'm a believer in Josh Allen, and I think they go to Jacksonville and get the win. So to recap, oh, go ahead. I'll recap
I'm
my
sorry. Wait,
picks.
plus 108 or minus 108?
I'm seeing Jacksonville minus 108.
Okay. And the Bills were plus 108?
Oh, wait, hold on. I may have said that wrong. I did say
I'm
that
looking
wrong.
on. It says Bills minus 112 and Jacksonville plus minus 108. I'm sorry, minus 112 and minus 108.
Yes, I completely said that wrong. Uh, so I'm taking Bills money line minus 112.
Okay. Are you also looking at DraftKings? Not a sponsor, but I wish they were.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Yeah, I said that wrong. That's my bad. Bet responsibly.
Bet responsibly. Don't be an idiot. I'm not responsible for your gambling decisions. Well, if you're taking money line, I'm gonna do a player prop. I'm going. Oh, they got a. Oh, they got the. Hmm. Where's just like the simple like? Because I don't want to have to like choose. Okay. I'll go. I'll say Travis Etienne over 70 rushing yards.
Mm. We're all over this Jags Bills game.
It's the best one. It's the best game on the slate, I think, because these are two really good teams. And you can
I'd
get
have to
that
agree.
at,
If the Niners weren't dealing with all the injury problems, I would have said that game was really good. But yeah,
and you can get that at plus 116.
it's a good pick.
I
They're going to
wonder what
need
the
that to
odds are if
win.
you parlay.
They're going to need that to win. The Jags.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. That's gonna be a big part of it. I'm gonna parlay my picks and see how it adds up. Stand by.
While you're doing that, I'll recap my picks. I have Miami uh, winning over Ole Miss. Favorites in that game minus 3.5 in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. I have Buffalo Bills money line against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I have under 46.5 in the Chargers and Patriots game.
Okay. I did your parlay odds plus 600.
Tell you what, I'll take that. That would be a sick parlay.
It'd be a pretty good parlay. Don't gamble.
Parker's parlay.
Parker's parlay. There you go. I'll do my picks as well. Indiana minus 3.5. Packers Bears under 45 and a half. And I'm going Travis Etienne over 70 rushing yards. That parlay is plus 694.
So we're right there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, we're
Little
right
guy.
there. I'm excited for this weekend, man.
It's gonna be a great weekend. It's gonna be a great weekend of
Almost
football.
as excited I am for the future of this podcast.
I am too. I'm almost go ahead.
Tell
Sorry.
the people, Ian, where you can find this podcast.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk about OSU though?
We can. We can talk. Oh, yes. Back
Yeah.
up. I mean, you can always plug where this is at.
Yeah. Let's plug and then we'll go to the. So we have made Twitter, Instagram. Did you make a TikTok or not yet?
Not yet. Instagram is live.
Instagram is live. Twitter is live. Going for two pod, and you can find that those have the same handles.
Yep. Going
And
for two pod IP.
going for two pod IP. Number two, going for number two pod IP.
Yep.
You can find that both Twitter and Instagram. TikTok coming soon. YouTube will be going for two podcasts
Yep.
or something like that. I don't think that
Right
handle's
now we're
taken.
working some stuff out to try to get clips out there, to try to get all that going and socials and everything, but we will have it going. Um, we are both the producer of this pod. We don't have some guy in the background that's going to produce it for us. So both of us
It's just
have
us.
9 to 5 jobs. Uh, Ian's is actually not 9 to 5 because he works in the news, so it can be all over the place in terms of his
Yeah, it's
hours.
pretty weird, man.
So, uh, but we're excited to get this going and excited to start this up going forward. Now, Oklahoma State football. We basically took the entire North Texas team,
We did.
um, and that's expected. With of course us hiring Eric Morris, got a great addition with the James Madison running back. Did not expect that. He has a confusing name to say, so I'm not even going to try. Also, got a guy today from Texas Tech, Marion Horn at corner.
Hmm.
I'm excited for what they're doing in the portal, obviously. I think we may be working our way towards looking at maybe 8 wins. I said fun and frisky, bowl eligible, but if we can get a couple of more defensive pieces, we may be looking at 8+ wins. I think this offense is going to be electric.
I think so too.
Mestamaker would have been the number one portal quarterback. He's going to be wearing Oklahoma State colors for at least one more year, probably two. That's amazing to say out loud. I don't know. Have you seen the TikTok or reel of him that's with his trainer saying that he's the next Tom Brady? Have you seen this? It like went viral.
I have not seen that.
He
That's
said
nuts.
it's obviously biased. It's his own trainer, but it's going through like all the stuff about how he didn't ever even start in high school. He started at North Texas as the sixth stringer, worked his way up to being the starter. He's like, every single session that we do, the ball does not hit the ground. And in that video, obviously it's no pads, it's like NFL Pro Day vibes, but he is zipping the ball right in between the numbers every single time. I'm excited for it, man. He looks like a hashtag guy.
I know we're all excited about Maker. I'm really excited about the running back duo that we're getting with Caleb Hawkins from Shawnee and the James Madison recruit. Uh, well, I think he's like a senior. I think that could potentially be like a Barry Thurman Thomas situation or
That's
Jalen Warren.
mighty words. That's mighty big
Yeah.
words.
What's the other one? Jalen Warren, Dominic Richardson. No,
Yeah.
mind you, Dominic Richardson had 1,000 yards with Tulsa this year.
Joseph
So
Randall, Jeremy Smith type
That's a
vibes.
good one. That's a good one. DeMarco Murray, no, that's not it. Never mind. I was
A lot
thinking
of
of
great a lot of great running back duos, even at OSU. Um, I think from some of the highlights that I've seen, it may be a little bit of a power and speed type vibe versus the two of them. Hawkins, everybody should be excited about him. That guy is super young and super talented. Led the nation in touchdowns. It Like I said, this offense is not just going to be frisky. The team may be fun and frisky. The offense might be elite.
yeah.
Defense, we've got a ways to go. Still, I love the addition of the corner from Texas Tech that we got today, as I mentioned. That guy's got a lot of experience in a really good defense this past season, Texas Tech. We got some good defensive pieces from North Texas as well. So they know the system, they know the defense. Like I said, I couldn't be more excited. I think that I mean, and everything could happen. I mean, shoot, there could be injuries, whatever. But I am not going so far to say this, but it does feel a little bit like when TCU made their run. They did it with a guy that had been there for a while in Max Duggar,
Max, Max, oh
Duggan,
my
Max
gosh.
Duggan.
That's Duggan. Yeah, I'm gonna say Dugan. That's not it.
This is a little bit different, but in terms of how much a team can turn around, I do think that there's going to be an insane turnaround at OSU. Say I'm drinking the orange Kool-Aid. I do not care. I have eyes and I have seen these highlights and I know what Eric Morris can do coaching wise. And I think that they're going to, I'm not going as far as say they're going to compete for the Big 12, but I will say that they are going to be a tough out for everybody on the schedule.
I will say, I mean, we saw Arizona State come from 3-9 to win the Big 12 last year. Anything is possible in this conference, and that's why it's the best conference in, I would say, college sports, because it has that true college feel of anybody can win it every year. Um, I think 7-5 feels right for this team. I want to say their ceiling is the Pop Tart Bowl, People's National Championship.
That would be
But we shall
awesome.
see. But we shall see. OU won the transfer portal because they got a guy named Rocky Beers. So,
Yeah, that's tough. Although OSU did get a punter from Australia named Lechi Pozobon. That's a great name.
oh, frick yeah, dude. We're yes.
Lechi
Tom Hutton,
Pozobon.
too.
Lechi Pozobon. Shout out.
They
OU
also, OU also got Parker Livingstone
from
from
Texas.
Texas.
That's yeah, a lot of seen a lot of stuff about that.
Can we talk about Is nothing sacred anymore?
Not anymore. I mean, I guess if like a major quarterback, I mean Casey Thompson. I mean, he played for Texas and OU. He didn't play at OU. Not Casey Thompson, excuse me.
No,
Well,
that's who
yeah,
it was.
yeah, Casey
No,
Thompson.
but he went to Nebraska first.
But he was at
He
Texas.
was at Texas.
Then Nebraska,
That
then
also
OU.
rubbed me the wrong way. Honestly, if you go to a rival school, I think more so OU Texas. If you transfer from Alabama to Auburn,
I mean, what about Kendall Daniels?
I don't
I
know
under,
why.
they're not in the
And
same
what's
conference
his name?
anymore.
Trace Ford. I feel like,
That was when they were in the same conference.
and maybe it's the same conference transfer thing. Um, I feel when they change, or what do they call that? Interconference transfers. I don't know why that bothers me, because I feel like, it's like, out of respect to, I'm like, hey, thank you guys. I'm thinking if I was a transfer, I'd be like, thank you guys for everything. You know what? I'm gonna go to a different conference because I I don't really want to face you guys. This is my home. Unless you're like really petty about it, and that's a whole different thing. Maybe he's being petty. I don't know. But
Yeah.
from my perspective, okay, Kansas almost tied it up there. Uh,
There's certainly an oddity to inter-conference rival transfers.
yeah,
Um, from what I've seen, I definitely don't think Texas fans thought that this kid was going to go to OU.
yeah.
And they're big mad about it.
I
But
don't blame him.
it that's just how it is, man, in college football nowadays. And
It'd be one thing if it was like, okay, I'm gonna go from Texas to like
Texas Tech.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Like that's when I'm like, okay, there's not really history there. Or if he goes from like Texas to Florida, I don't know. Like, okay, whatever. But you're going to transfer to OU. I feel like that's pretty crazy.
I mean, you're just setting yourself up to play against your former team the next season.
Yeah. And
And
if you
so,
do bad, they're going to remember that.
yeah.
They're like,
So,
oh, you had one catch at 6 yards, you bum. You bum.
yeah, they're if anytime that he catches the ball, the Texas fans are going to boo him mercilessly.
I mean, the good news is at the Con Bowl. So it'll be half boos,
Half
half cheers.
half the crowd. Um, but yeah, I think I'm very excited going forward for Oklahoma State as a fan. if I was objectively just looking at it from the outside, I would think, they're making moves uh, that they were never going to do with Mike Gundy. And that's just, I mean, it just kind of is a little bit of vindication for all that stuff. How crazy is like we are, it's still a little bit surreal to me that like we're going into a football off season and Mike Gundy is not involved with the Oklahoma State athletic department.
Because it happened so early, I'm kind of I'm there where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is reality now. There's no Mike Gundy. Um, but I definitely get where you're coming from. It's like, I mean, it's been 20 years of
Yeah.
Gundy.
It's
Now it's gone.
some days are more surreal than others.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be more excited for the Eric Morris era.
I agree.
But it's still just like wow, it's
Yeah,
and it's not like the Bill Snyder situation where it's like he retired and he's going to be like in the press box situation. It's like no, kind of ended on bad terms.
yeah. Well,
Here at the Going for Two podcast, we support full reconciliation between the two sides. We hope that someday they name it Mike Gundy Field and maybe they put a statue out there for him, whatever. But doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon.
I wouldn't hate it if we called it Barry Sanders Field or Thurman Thomas Field.
Yeah, usually it's not usually after players that they
It's
do
after
that
like
kind of stuff,
coaches. Yeah, that's fair.
but or donors, but
Oh yeah, that's what the stadium's named after.
right. I mean, it could be like OU. It's Owen Field at Gaylord Memorial Stadium, so it would be Mike Gundy Field at Boone Pickens Stadium. That's just one of many options that they could honor him, but uh, it is still crazy that it ended on bad terms, and that doesn't mean that change is not good because it is. And we see that in how the portal is being utilized and the money that's supposedly being spent. Mestamaker is set to make only 400,000 less than his own coach.
Does that mean Eric Morris is making $1 million?
No, he's making like 3.9 and Mestamaker's making 3.5 for 2 seasons.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. He's getting paid mil.
3.5 mil for 2 seasons.
The game is gone. The
It's
game
being
is gone.
it's being reported.
Oh my gosh. What the heck? Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Shoot. Um, what was I gonna say? Um, Boone Pickens would have dominated the NIL.
Oh yeah. He would have been
He,
like, you can
he
pay for players?
yeah, he would have been Cody Campbell.
That's exactly what we would have become. Yeah.
And it would be an arms race between Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. That'd be fun.
That being said, though, for all these years, I've heard all these stories where it's like, well, Texas has 19 Boone Pickens. And yes, they are good. Texas is very good, but it's not like they're not just going best quarterback in the portal, Texas. Best running back in the portal, Texas. Best wide, it's not like you would think in that regard because a lot of teams have a lot of money. Turns out, Texas A&M, tons of money. Ole Miss has tons of money. They're the ones who I feel like have won the portal over
They've
the
been doing
last
that
few
for a
years.
while, and I think as Kiffin, establishes himself at LSU, we're to say LSU has been winning the portal a lot, but
LSU is
also
going to dominate the portal under
LSU
Kiffin.
is LSU. Desmond Williams, quarterback from Washington, I think he's a complete stud. He just announced he's entering the portal. I think LSU is looking at him.
How is Chambliss have years left?
He's trying to get one more. He's trying to get one more.
I was surprised that the Simmons kid didn't go to LSU. He went to Missouri.
He went to Missouri. That's.
Sounds like
I had a
maybe him and
buddy tell me that
Kiffin
he really liked that move.
somehow. It's a good move. I'm just that means him and Kiffin weren't
Yeah.
because he started the year as a starter.
Yeah. Well, also like, dude, you should make me the backup again. You know,
Yeah,
like at Missouri, I think like I will start, no
true,
doubt.
very true. I think if that kid from Washington goes to LSU, he'll be really good,
Yeah. Sam Levitt. I'm wondering where he's going to go. I think I heard he's making a visit to Tennessee.
especially now that they
That'll,
didn't get Hoover.
yeah. Yeah. I've also heard like rumors that maybe Levitt was kicked off of Arizona State. That is something I've seen around
I can't remember the stories surrounding that. I did. Wasn't it like he wasn't a captain or something this year? I can't remember.
maybe he was a sophomore, injures his foot, doesn't go to the team dinner to like celebrate the season or whatever, and
Yeah, it just kind of ended badly there.
yeah, maybe some
And
maturity issues. He needs to grow up or something. I don't know, but
well,
what I do
giving him
know
a
is
t
I will run through a
the
wall for
quickest
him to
way
get
to
in here.
mature a guy is to give him millions of dollars, right?
Hmm. Just ask Johnny Manziel how well that went.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that'll fix him right up.
Yeah. No. Okay. Let's hit. This is the
Is
final segment of the show.
is Bryce
Is
Underwood going to hit the portal still? I,
no, he's returning.
I, good.
He agreed. I think he agreed that he was going to return.
Good
I
for
can't believe.
him.
Oh, now I got to go on it. I can't believe Michigan got away with it again. They upgraded their coach. They upgraded
I
their
don't know
coach.
what happened with Utah and Whittingham, whether it was him deciding to leave, them saying, "Hey, you should, like you should retire." But either way, if I was a Utah fan, I'd be pretty upset.
Don't blame me.
Feels like your
I would
coach
be
got
upset too
poached.
because it was supposed to be like this amicable like parting, and it just never was.
Yeah, it just feels weird that like your 67-year-old coach supposedly doesn't have anything left in the tank. He was retiring. He was not it wasn't like, "Oh, my contract's expired." He was retiring, and then all of a sudden now he's at a top 3 program. Like I just think that's weird and great for him.
It's very weird.
And he's probably going to kill it there. But if I was Utah, I'd just be kind of like, what the heck?
No, I would too. I think I had a loss for words, but you know that this was probably in place for quite some time.
Yeah, and you're right. Just like Penn State, they just backdoored into a great coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now all of a sudden, Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State aren't going anywhere. I mean, Ohio
I
State
cannot stress enough how much I love Matt Campbell
home run high,
going to Penn State, home run higher.
home run higher. Shout out weakens the Big 12, or not weakens, but Iowa State. Now we'll see where they're at post Matt Campbell.
They've lost a
Uh,
lot. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
so Big
Okay,
Ten's not going anywhere, especially now. Signetti and the Hoosiers are going to run the town for a little while.
looks like it. Definitely looks like it. They just got a guy from Michigan State. They're picking up dudes from all over the place. Uh,
Why not? Why not go there, man? Bloomington's awesome,
Never been.
and it they just have they've cracked the code, the formula for how to do it. And Signetti's a dog. everybody made fun of him for the like whatever it says like Google me, I just win or whatever his
Yeah,
comments were. Nobody's laughing now.
that's what he's doing. He's just winning. He's like, oh, frick. He was right.
Yeah.
So let's close this out with the ending segment of the show, calling it the extra point. And I proposed this question to Parker. What sports job would be a dream? And I kind of clarify because we could always be like, oh, radio announcer, play by play announcer for our favorite team. But I wanted to go a little bit different. So I said, I added these bullpen catcher, mop guy, 12th man on an NBA roster, middle reliever, etc. So kind of like, obviously, again, you could choose like, star DH, I mash, I hit nukes, that sort of thing. Or, you can be funny with it, like six man, be Jason Terry. Like, that's a fun sports career to me.
See, I don't know if I would pick any professional athlete that actually had to do stuff. If I was going to pick a professional athlete, it would be like you said, like the glue guy on on a really good team, like a Kenrick Williams.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not playing every night, but you stay ready for when they need you. But you got to remember, like you're still practicing every day.
Mm-hmm.
All the rigmarole of being a professional athlete is all there. So if I had to go the athlete route, that would be my choice is to be a glue guy, 10th man for a really, really good NBA team. But in terms of non-athlete jobs, I wouldn't mind being a manager, like whether it's for a baseball team, I'm not talking about a manager like the head coach. I'm talking about like or like the head guy, but part of the staff of a major league team I think would be fun. But if I was yeah, like being on the equipment staff in baseball would be pretty sweet. Because it's like really tactile, like and like it would be cool to be like the bat guy for a baseball team because every single guy like has their own specific stuff. They all have their own like tar levels and how they like it. And I feel like you get really close with each guy because you're spending time with them because you're the equipment person. So that would be my choice was to be the equipment manager for either the Dodgers or the Padres, somewhere where the weather's nice.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So I I always thought it would be fun to be a relief pitcher.
A lot of
Or like a
pressure.
middle, like, and do you know who Andrew is it Chaplin?
Yeah.
Just a character on the mound. He has like the failed starter T-shirts, or what is it, like Dennis? No, Raleigh Fingers with the
Hmm.
mustache, and just kind of just like like a PG Kenny Powers. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. Is a PG Kenny Powers, where like you're getting saves or whatnot, you're having a good time, but maybe not, but like you're also kind of like in the middle, so like you're coming in good and bad games, like you can hold the line. You can hold the line, but it's like the seventh inning, like, all right, bring in the dude. And then he just goes out there, he pitches a clean seventh inning, and he just goes on his day. He's like, all right, cool. I did my part. I think that'd be a really fun gig. You're just in the bullpen, you're hanging out with the boys. I think that'd be sick. That was one of the names I almost thought it was bullpen boys, but
Yeah, like that's what we're talking like baseball I feel like is the ultimate you're going to become a band of brothers at the end of the season. Like
mhm.
it is a long season and you're just bombing around US cities for a year and it's just you and the guys. And that would be sweet. So I that would be cool to be a middle reliever. I agree. Maybe like a middle reliever on like an average team. Like
Oh,
you're
there's
not.
like no stakes. You're just
Yeah,
like you're
yeah,
going
yeah,
81 to 81, and you're just like you're chilling in the clubhouse. You're like, we're already eliminated by September. Let's frick around, put gum on some guy's shoe. Let's light a match or something. Let's
yeah.
friggin'
That would be sweet.
like
Um,
like being a middle reliever, like immediately it comes to mind like the Diamondbacks, the Reds, the Pirates, the Tigers, like a middle of the road team like that, the Royals, like you're in a good like Midwestern city or you're just in a good city and you just hanging out. Not even like, oh, I guess I
yeah.
have to go in now. We're down like 4-0. All right.
Groundskeeper for Wrigley would be sweet.
Well, that'd be a dream. I being a middle reliever for the Cubs has to be like a thrill. Even though I think they have the bullpens on like the outside of the field?
Yep. They do.
That's gotta suck.
Yeah.
Because you're just in danger at all times.
hmm
You can get rocked.
I agree, though. Baseball is the way to go for vibes and general camaraderie. I feel like there's certainly camaraderie in football and every sport, but football's so intense. You know, it's like even if you're not that good of a team, I mean, we've all seen like Hard Knocks where it's like the team's not very good, but there's still so much pressure,
Yeah.
and there's still so much. I mean, there's only 17 games. You know, baseball. It's so much more chill and relaxed, and it's a bigger group of guys, and there's all kinds of characters coming in and out. I just love it. I mean, how can you not be romantic about baseball?
Exactly. Exactly. For the non-athlete career, I think it'd be really fun to coach a mid-major basketball team.
Yeah, a
I
good
think
one.
that'd be awesome. Like, there's not really pressure because there's an auto bid. It's like an auto bid league or something, or maybe you get like one or two in there.
Yeah, dude, put me in
Maybe,
the Missouri Valley and let me
yeah. Put me
cook.
in the Southwood.
Put me in the MEAC and let me cook.
You put me in the Western, or you put me in the Mountain. Well, not really anymore.
Oof.
Old, like current Mountain West, frick yeah. New Mountain West, not so much.
Dude, I agree. Being a mid-major coach of a good mid-major, like the expectation is for you to win the conference and make the tournament would be sweet.
Yeah, like you're not really worried about job security. Like you're gonna get 20 wins each year. Like you're always gonna be in the mix. So there's not really like pressure on you. But obviously, winning the conference championship would be awesome, and making the tournament every year would be great. But like I'm talking like upper to like your first to third in the conference,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what you're saying as well. But
That would be
that's
sweet.
got to be an amazing gig. You're just hanging out, but you don't leave. It's like the guy at Oakland. He's been there for like 35 years, hasn't taken any other job. You're just chilling. Like that's got to be an awesome gig.
hmm I'm with you on that. That would be. And then if you get to be a Cinderella, then I feel like you become a legend.
You
If
do.
you
You
make a
become a legend
Cinderella
quick.
run.
Dude, I'll frick up the Atlantic 10. Like
Wait, A10 is good though. A10 has had
it
multiple
is. It
multiple
is.
bids before.
No,
Missouri
that's
Valley's
fair.
had multiple bids before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put
But
me in the summit.
put me in the Sun Belt.
Yeah. Yep. That's a
Yeah,
good
I'll
one.
go coach Oral Boberts. Like, are you kidding
Put me
me?
in the Colonial League.
Shoot, I'll go to the American. Tulsa. I went to a Tulsa basketball game. They were playing Denver out of the Summit League. That was a lot of fun. It was like a Monday at 2
Yeah,
p.m. and I had
American's a
nothing to
meat
do.
grinder. American's kind of a meat grinder though. Or it
Not
used to be
really.
even, well, you're right. It used to be way more of a meat grinder when it was like Houston and those guys, but Cincinnati. But now it's a little bit less than.
It's much more
The
chill.
Big 12 is a meat grinder. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
Lutz's dogs got a
Nuts for Lutz.
big win tonight over number 25 UCF. Hashtag rank us.
Well, I think they will after they beat 25. Who do they have next on like Saturday?
Let me check. Jamie looked it up.
I'm watching TCU Kansas right now. Kansas just came like all the way back. That Patterson or Peterson, he's really good.
Yeah.
He's at like 30 points.
He's probably gonna be the number one pick.
Shoot. Thunder could get him.
The NBA
Thunder
would
could get
block
him.
that. We play number 3 Iowa State Saturday.
Oh yeah, we're at Iowa State.
Yeah.
Yep. No. Never mind. Don't rank us.
Undefeated Iowa State.
Don't rank us.
Then
We're
we
good.
play 10-3 Baylor. Then we play Kansas
Oh, with
State.
the 30 with the 2023 NBA draft pick.
Yes.
Hmm.
Tough.
Hmm. That schedule, man. There's not no nights off.
Except for Utah. Utah's not very good.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Maybe Arizona State, but I feel
I
like they
kind
could
of want to
always
go.
just
I kind of
sneak.
want to go to the BYU game, February 4th in Stillwater. See AJ DeBonsa play. He could also be the number one pick.
Yeah. What day is it? Is it a Wednesday?
It's a Wednesday. Yeah,
Live podcast afterward.
that would be sweet. We go BYU 3 days later. Number 1 Arizona. Number 9 BYU. The Big 12 is such a meat grinder, man.
Goodness. Oh goodness. Big 12 basketball is so much fun.
And it's
Like
cool when you
that's
have a pretty good team.
oh yeah, no, it's great when you have a really good team. I mean, that was a nice block by the
I
TCU.
wouldn't say we're really good. I would say that we are borderline tournament team.
I would say bubble
Certainly a bubble team.
on the right side of the bubble, the good side of the
Our
bubble.
conference is going to help us. And
Oh,
that's a great
absolutely.
that's a probably what that's going to end up being a Q1 win against UCF. They were
Yeah.
ranked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully their season continues to go well for them so that ends up benefiting us,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I mean you're playing Iowa State, BYU, Arizona. Those are 3 teams in the top 10, top 9. Arizona's number 1, Iowa State's number 3. Kansas, like yeah, TCU, West Virginia are both good. Like it's a meat grinder. Texas Tech, they're in the top 10. That game that we lost to them is not indicative of the final score is not indicative of how close that game was. It was a 9-point game at halftime. We end up getting beat by 22, but um
Brutal.
no, I'm happy with how things are going for Let's. This is a long pod, guys. Long
I know.
first pod.
Well, also we were off for 2 weeks, so there's a lot to talk about.
Lot to talk about. And next week or whenever, we're
It'll
gonna have a
probably
lot.
be another 2 hours.
Yeah, a lot to talk about. But tell you what, I'm
Yeah.
excited to be here. Happy to be introduced to old listeners, new listeners, future listeners. Going for 2 is live.
Going for 2. Stick around. Thinking every Thursday. So it's gonna be on the everything's gonna be the same, except we got Parker Terrell, and it's now called Going for 2. But everything else stays the same. YouTube channel will be coming soon. I'm gonna make that probably after we stop recording. Parker, this was awesome. Go follow him on socials. Parker Terrell 2
Yep.
on Twitter.
Yep.
Parker Troy 20 on
Yep.
Instagram.
Yep.
Ian Nickel on Twitter and Instagram. I have a Facebook. I hate Facebook.
Going for number 2 pod IP, Instagram, and x.com, formerly known as Twitter.
Yes. Going for 2 pod IP. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next week when we're going to talk divisional playoffs. All of that. Let's do it, man. Welcome to the new era.
Adios.